Hello, this is Chapter 14, Origami Yoda and the Pop Quiz. Friday AM kids, you already read part of this, but we didn't finish it. Anyone who is absent Friday needs to read the whole thing, okay? So if you were here on Friday, the first part you've already read, okay? But you have to finish the chapter. Origami Yoda and the Pop Quiz. I almost didn't tell this story because I'm a little bit mixed up about it. I mean, whether I did the right thing or not. But Tommy keeps asking me to tell it, so whatever. Sorry, this is by Sarah. The girl Tommy likes, remember? Anyway, Amy and Rondella and I are hanging around our usual table in the library before school, just like the last time I told you about the twist. Tommy and those guys are over there talking and stuff and making a lot of noise. And I look up and see Dwight's doing his Yoda thing and his smirk thing. Same old stuff as always. Harvey was standing over there shouting, "Man, this is so stupid. And you guys are totally wasting your time." He is so loud. He needs like a permanent chill pill or maybe just a muzzle. A few minutes later, Kellen comes over and talks mostly to Rondella, who he's clearly in love with, but the rest of us too. "Guys, there's going to be a pop quiz in Stevens' class today on the parts of the leaf. Better study." Mr. Stevens is the life science teacher. We have him for second period. "How do you know?" asked Rondella. "Origami Yoda told us." "So you believe Origami Yoda?" asked Rondella. "Absolutely," said Kellen. "He saved my life one time." "How?" "Oh, it's kind of personal," said Kellen. "I've got to go study for the quiz." So he left and we tried to decide what to do. "I guess we should study," said Amy. She and Rondella got out their science books and opened the big leaf diagram, which is what we'd been studying all week. "I don't know, guys," I said. "Isn't this kind of like cheating? I've made it all the way to the 6th grade without ever cheating once on anything. And I didn't want to break my record for some dumb parts of a leaf quiz. I knew most of them already anyway." "What's cheating about it?" asked Rondella. "Well, a pop quiz is supposed to be a surprise," I said. "If you know about it ahead of time, then it's not a surprise and you're kind of cheating." "But we don't know that there's going to be a test," said Amy. "All we know is that one dork says another dork with a finger puppet says there's going to be a test." "Hey, don't call Kellen a dork," said Rondella. "Why? Do you like him?" asked Amy. "Ew, of course not. But he's not a dork. Come on, guys, I'm serious." I said, "Is this cheating? Because if it is, I'm not going to do it." So I just want you to think to yourself, do you think this is cheating? Do you think it's wrong of them to study for the quiz if they're not supposed to know about it? A pop quiz is supposed to be a surprise to see if you're doing what you're supposed to do. Well, unless you shut up about it, we're not going to get to it either, because there's only 5 minutes left until homeroom, said Rondella. So stoma, cuticle, epidermis, chloroplast. I really couldn't decide if it was cheating or not, so I ended up just sitting there and listening to Rondella and Amy read off names of parts over and over. Then the bell rang for homeroom. When we got to the science room for second period, guess what Mr. Stevens said? "Take out a half sheet of paper. We're going to have a pop quiz." Me, Amy, Rondella, Tommy, and Kellen all got 100s. I definitely would have forgotten the cuticle if we hadn't studied it before class. Harvey got an 85. Kellen said Harvey refused to study because he was so sure that Origami Yoda was wrong. And Dwight got a 60 because he didn't listen to his own puppet's advice. Weird. But I felt so bad about it that I decided to go and talk to Mr. Stevens after class. I didn't mention the names of any other kids, and I didn't say anything about Origami Yoda. I just told him that I knew ahead of time that he was going to have a pop quiz. He said there was no way I could have known that because he didn't decide to do it until after class had already started. He realized he had forgotten to bring the movie he was going to show us, and he needed something to fill time with. So, in that moment, he decided to give us the quiz. So, The reason this is important is Mr. Stevens wasn't planning on giving a pop quiz. No one could have known about it because he decided in class to give it because he forgot his movie. So it seems to me that the Yoda puppet must be more than just a piece of paper. He was right about the twist, and now he was right about the pop quiz. So later I asked him a question, which is none of your business. But I think he was right about that too. I mean, maybe Dwight has spent so much time sitting in holes and being weird that he's learned ESP or something, some kind of psychic powers. Or maybe Dwight's not as weird as I thought. Or maybe it's a good kind of weird, which I don't know. Harvey's comment. If ESP existed, which it doesn't, I seriously don't think you could get it by sitting in a hole. Plus, the reason I did so bad on the pop quiz was because I had missed 2 days that week because I was throwing up. So Mr. Stevens let me take a retest and I got a 96. My comment. I kind of agree with Sarah. If Yoda really is magic, then that gave us an advantage over kids in the class. Didn't Gandalf say, "What great power comes with great power becomes great responsibility"? If it wasn't Gandalf, maybe it's Thomas Jefferson or Spider-Man's uncle or something. Well, this made me think that we need to be more careful about how we use Origami Yoda. This next story shows how things can go wrong when using Origami Yoda.